senior in high school, I have a lot of experience in the game of basketball. A little background on me is that I played basketball for 8 years, since 5th grade. I've started varsity since the middle of my sophomore year, and I've been the second leading scorer for the past 2 years. My final season as a Crittenden County Lady Rocket basketball player started after fall break. It's sad to think that this will be my last season. Hopefully this year I can achieve a big goal of mine that I've had for a really long time, and that's to score 1,000 career points. Also, I'd like to continue averaging over 10 points a game, which I averaged last year. Basketball originated in Massachusetts in 1891. Dr. James Naismith was teaching physical education at a YMCA. He was asked to come up with a sport that would keep the track runners in shape during the winter, but with minor contact so they wouldn't get injured out of season. It needed to be played with minor contact. The goal of the game was to toss a soccer ball into a peach basket that was mounted high on the wall. A lot of the rules that they created were for safety, some including the height of the basket, that way there wasn't a lot of contact around it like in hockey, for example. Also, they weren't allowed to run or dribble with the ball because they said if they were able to move, then people would create more contact with them. You can only pass or shoot if you had possession of the ball. Since they used a basket, the ball would always get stuck, and they would have to climb up a ladder and retrieve it out to continue the game. To solve this problem, they'd knock a hole in the bottom of the basket. Eventually, things started to change. They used a rim and a net instead of a basket, and they also were allowed to dribble, which now, in modern basketball, you're allowed to do a lot more things. The first basketball game was played on December 21st in 1891, and the final score was 0-1, which is very different from today's games, which in the NBA get up in the 100s. Throughout all of my years of playing this sport that I love, I've practiced many skills in the game, including dribbling, passing, and playing defense. But in my opinion, the most important concept is how to shoot a basketball. Every year, the Rockets and Lady Rockets hold a Little League camp where we have to teach elementary school students the fundamentals of basketball. We teach them to shoot, and we use a simple acronym, which I'll be using today. BEEF stands for balance, elbow in, eyes on target, and follow through. This is my good friend Cassidy Moss. I've been friends with her for a really long time. Also played basketball with her for a really long time. She's had a very impressive career as a high school basketball player, and she'll likely go on to play at the collegiate level. She has scored 1,000 points, career points, the middle of her junior year. She's also our team's leading scorer, rebounder, leading assist, practically our MVP right here. So she's going to show us how to shoot a ball today. We're going to start with the B, which stands for balance. It's very important as a basketball player that you have a good foundation in anything you're doing, but most importantly when you're shooting. It's important that your right foot's just a little bit ahead of your left foot for right-handed people. For left-handed people, your left foot's going to be a little bit ahead, but since she's right-handed, we'll be demonstrating for a right-handed person today. With your foundation, you need to have your weight on the balls of your feet, not on your heels, so you can move quickly. You also need to have your knees bent in an athletic state. The next letter is E, which means elbow in, elbow under. Your arms should form a 90-degree angle right here. You shouldn't squish it or extend it because you'll shoot weird. The ball should sit on your fingertips and not on the palm of your hand. You should also have your left hand as a guide hand for right-handed people. We'll switch it around. For left-handed people, your right hand is going to be your guide hand, and it's going to sit on the left hand. The next E is eyes on target. It's very important to keep your eyes on the rim at all times. That way you know if somebody's cutting to the basket, they'll be open. If the floor's spread, you'll have a lane, or if you can shoot the ball. You also need to have your eyes on the rim for accuracy. The next letter is F, which stands for follow through. You're going to use your arms and legs together to get lots of lift and arch on the ball. Your elbows should be eye level. Your fingers should be fingers in the cookie jar. This is to make sure you have a lot of arch and enough arch to get the ball over the rim. Your form, or the way you shoot the ball, is very important. Consistent shooters are good shooters, but it doesn't happen overnight. We've worked extremely hard to be as successful as we are. We haven't just went out there and done it. Remember that practice makes perfect, or close to perfect, and for every shot you take with bad form, it takes 5 shots with good form to make up for it. Our high school basketball team does simple form shots like this daily. Becoming a good shooter takes time, practice, and discipline, but with this method and hard work, you're on your way to becoming a good shooter. Every day in practice, we do this, We also do partner shooting. We do lots of shooting drills because shooting is one of the most important things in the game, which is why if you shoot it correctly, you'll be more successful as an overall basketball player.